Hi, everybody. I'm late to my own party. And I don't know if you can hear the jets overhead, but I see you're all enjoying yourselves. Hi, Courtney. Hi, Stacy, Kennedy, Arno, Fleur, Chris, Radka. So good to see you all. And I had to reset my internet, so I apologize for my delay. Hi, Kennedy. Did I say hi, Kennedy? Okay, you were at the beginning. How is everybody? Seems that you're all doing well. So good to connect. By the way, for those of you watching the replay, and to introduce myself to new people here, hello, my name is Allison Holly, and I am a channel, and I go live every Sunday here on my YouTube channel to offer a channeling for the collective and also for one of you individually. So, we'll just go ahead and get started with that. If you have a question that you would like to have me channel on, go ahead and type it into the chat now and type Q at the beginning of it. So the Q at the beginning helps me know which of your questions is a question. And as you can see, there's a lot of chat going on. So yeah. Oh, man. I'm just kind of catching up on the chat here a little bit. Oh, you'll be working on the boat soon. And it looks like somebody, Stacy's family, was it your son, Stacy? I think you mentioned it was your son. Oh, so how is everyone doing? I'm going to go ahead and get my, if I can open it, like a cow. I screwed it on very tight this morning. How is everybody doing? I love it. It's just this community chat. Well, I'm going to go ahead and dive into some announcements for you. So, in about a week and a half, let me say this first because I always forget to do this. If you are watching the replay, all of the timestamps are in the description box. And I always love if you leave a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what it is that's resonating with you. And of course, you're always welcome to be part of the live, join this community. So I'm going to go ahead into some announcements. In about Divine Day Allegria, beautiful, beautiful name. In about a week and a half, I am heading out on the East Coast portion of my book tour. I am very excited. East Coast, US, for those of you who are watching internationally. And I'm very excited. There are just a few stops, and I did my best to set these places up in as many spots as I could. And so I encourage you to check out my website, see if your city is listed, and I would love to meet you in person. There's lots of different types of events throughout, so introducing many different concepts within my book. And so there's going to be channeling workshops. We've got this really beautiful sound bath, cacao ceremony, and channeling is going to be for awakening the Kundalini and the Shakti energy. Really powerful. I've got a Learn to Channel workshop where I teach you how to channel. And then a couple of, I would say 3 events where I will be offering a book talk and channeling. So very excited to be able to connect with many of you, and some of you meet in person for the first time. And so that's going to be happening. And let me know in the comments, actually, if you will be, oh, Cordula, so good to meet you or see you on here. Ah, yay, Chris, we get to meet in person. I'm gonna make Chris dance. I'm not gonna make you dance, but we're gonna be dancing. So excited. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you will be coming to one of these events. I would, of course, love to see you, love to play with you, um, and love to assist in the activation of these energies. Hi, Elena. Hi, Delaney. Um, Next announcement, I have a couple retreats coming up. One is called Ecstasy, and this retreat will be in Orlando, Florida in January. And this is going to be a retreat around activating the ecstatic body. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be really sharing more about what the ecstatic body is and how to activate that. Um, and so, really excited about that. That's going to be so beautiful. And let's see, what else do we have? Oh, and then the Guatemala retreat, which is going to be in March. This one is going to be retracing the route of my personal pilgrimage that I took earlier this year. It's a very powerful, activating location. We are going to be doing an active volcano hike, which you might be sort of like, is that a real thing? Yes, yes. When I went, I got the chance to witness a volcano erupting throughout the night. It was so, so powerful. And it literally changed my life. That is not an exaggeration. So I knew the whole time that I was there, I need to bring people back here. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And what else? Oh, here's a cool announcement. So I've been talking about these different courses that I'm going to be offering, that are going to be really affordable for people to enter into. And my Limitless course, which is a manifestation course, is going to be launched this week. And I'm so, so, so excited. I've been making the videos over the past couple days, getting everything together. And I'm just, every time I talk about manifestation and conscious creation and everything that I know about that, I get so lit up. I'm a little concerned in these videos that I look kind of crazy because I'm so excited about it. So, if you are interested in that, leave a comment, or it's a good idea to join my email newsletter so that you find out about these things first, because I will be having a 24-hour launch sale for this course. And if you want to hear about that, my email list is the best place to be. But you can also leave a comment and below this video, and I'll make sure that you get it. So I'm not seeing any questions yet. Y'all are chatting. You guys are so connected. I love it. Oh, I'm going to read some of these comments. And then if you have a question, go ahead and type it in the chat and type Q at the beginning of it so that I know that it's a question. Oh. Oh my God. Stacy, that's a lot. The to-do list. Yeah, Kennedy is officially a pirate. Well, a sailor. I don't know if you're stealing anything yet, but if you're taking over the seas, which is, by the way, like one of the coolest manifestations that I have been witnessing people creating what's in their heart and witnessing Kennedy manifest this and create this. I've just been like, wow. So, so, so cool. The to-do list. I know. Okay. Mhm. Oh, using the rephrase and guidance while pulling cards. I love that. For those of you who missed it, oh, thank you, Clayton. Thank you for the question. Thank you, Arno, for the question. And Chris. Okay, I do see a few. So for those of you who missed it, I posted this on my social media that when I use cards, like I use, in fact, I have one here from my spread this morning. I love this deck. But I don't use cards to tell me what's coming in the future. And if you know, you know. The reason that I don't use cards to tell me what's coming in the future is because we're creators. We're the ones creating it. So why would I ask something else to tell me what's coming? I create that. I create that based on my own internal self and what I'm streaming through my internal self. So, what I do when I work with my different card decks is I use different questions. I use questions like, do I have a blind spot, or is there something that I'm not seeing about the way that I'm currently operating, that I can shift, or something that I'm doing well that can assist me in creating what I desire? And just some guidance more in that way than guidance in terms of, here's what's coming, you know? So, it's really interesting when you start to play with all of these frequency realms. Um, so yeah, I hope that helps. All right. Well, I see one, two, three questions. I am going to sip some of my cacao. Also, I kind of want to take a little poll on here. I've been hearing a lot of people say that you would love an online cacao ceremony. These are a bit harder to put together because we need to ship the cacao to you, and that can be a bit of a task. But if you are someone who would be interested in an online cacao ceremony, we've done this in the past. I do this with my friend Amber, who is an incredible ceremony space holder. Um, and and so if this is something that you're interested in, let me know. All right, 4 questions. I love how you all support each other. Okay, I'm going to bless this. And it blesses me. I'll share with you all, for those of you who are learning about cacao and working with cacao. Hello, Charlie. Um, I want to share with you what I do. There's several different aspects to working with cacao for me, especially in my personal ceremonies. And when I work with cacao personally, what I do is I listen to what needs to happen every single day. So it's always different. Cacao with all of you would be cool. And so what I'm doing today is I'm here with my cacao. And as you see, now this is part of how I was taught a bit more traditionally. You see the bubbles on top. And I heard that the magic is in the bubbles. I was taught by a couple different people while I was in Mexico how to stir it on stovetop. You don't want to boil it because cacao is it's a sacred medicine, but also a superfood. And so many of the nutrients and the powerful aspects, you don't want to cook them out. You don't want to boil them out. So, but you do want to bring it to enough heat that it can melt the cacao. And then what you do is you stir it. So it's sort of bate chocolate, right? So you stir it with a traditional stirring stick that they have often in South America, but you can also do it with a whisk, and you beat it and bring it into a nice froth. And then what I heard was the magic is in the bubbles. I had a friend there who actually made her own cacao, and she said, "Don't stir it like this. Don't be so gentle with it." She said, "You really want to get in there, right?" So the magic is in the bubbles. And then what I do is I take the cacao and I look at the surface of it and sort of gently let my eyes focus and see if there's a message for me. And then I put it up to my heart and I listen. I listen through my heart and create that connection through my heart of Yeah, how to work with cacao. So that's just an introduction. I will be serving cacao and offering ceremony on 2 different stops on my book tour. So check those out. All right. Hi, Zahira. Okay. Do I have this correct that there are 5 questions? Is this right? Ooh, heard that cacao actually helps the body to create stem cells, especially in the brain. I would not doubt that. That's beautiful. I'll look that up. That does sound cool. Thank you, Floor. Ah, Chris, you'd be down for a cacao ceremony. Stacy down for cacao. Okay, I'm gonna talk to Amber about it. Hi, Zahira. Did you catch the replay of the 6? Thank you, Courtney. So, another announcement. I have a private community. It is called the True Creator Community. And on that community, it's in a different space. Once per month, I go live in the community and share a channeled message with all of you on a specific topic. Good, I love it. And the topic is different every month. But the beautiful thing about this is we join on a Zoom call, so you can ask your question live during the call. And now is a good time to get in because the calls still tend to be small enough that I get to every single person's question. So I'm actually feeling into what next month is going to be the topic. All right, 7 questions. But we also have a community call once a month led by Stacy. And in this community call, you get to connect with each other, meet people who are also on this spiritual journey, and really feel that sense of home. This is my goal with the community, is to really bring us together. I'm always fascinated. I've been traveling a lot. It's a huge part of my purpose. And I travel to so many different places and connect with people in person. And I'm connected to other people to connect with. And I'm always just blown away by I don't know if you've ever heard of the game 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon or something. I'm an 80s kid, so I'm giving that away. But we are so interconnected. There's like 1 degree of separation at this point. And it's so powerful. It's really pointing to 1 degree or to unity consciousness, to oneness consciousness, not 1 degree, but the count. Thank you for laughing at my silly jokes. Yeah, it's so powerful. So if you are longing for connection, which is our inherent nature because we are each other. If you're looking for connection and community, we've got a really beautiful one here. So all of the information is in the description box. All right. So is it 6 questions? Nope, 7 questions now. All right. I'm going to call that good. And I'm going to go ahead and jump in here. I don't think I've got any other. Oh, last week, yeah, I really want to share about this. Last week, I shared a YouTube video about all of the changes that we're experiencing right now. There's powerful stuff going on. I'm sure we'll get into it today. But I wanted to give sort of a prophecy channeling around what's in effect and what we are going to be traversing over the next little bit collectively. There is a divine timeline that's unfolding. Now, of course, I'm going to do a little offshoot here. There's no such thing as timelines. There's really collective energies that continue spiraling. That being said, that means that what's unfolding will unfold regardless of the direction that we take. That means regardless of who gets to be elected president in the US, although I'm feeling now that's already determined, regardless of all of that happens, It's sort of like all roads lead to Rome. So in this channeling, I share a lot about the divinity of what's unfolding, the weather changes, ET contact, governmental structures changing, money structures changing. So I encourage you to watch it if you've been having those curiosities, those questions. And I have had a lot of people tell me that it was very helpful. Sometimes when these energies start to amplify, we feel it, but we don't quite know where to place it. And so it can be really helpful to have a bit of clarity so that we can move into our heart and just feel that sense of awareness and safety. Who will win? You know what? I'm not actually going to look at that, which is interesting. Um, yeah, it's the reason that it was interesting for me to look at this and do this prophecy channeling is because all of the shifting, the major shifting that's happening is, hi, Mike, love you, is happening in a realm that I don't generally channel from. So we're witnessing the shifting on the physical realm and the fourth dimensional plane, the astral realm. Fifth dimension, sixth dimension, those are the realms where I generally channel from, which is oneness consciousness, where there's not duality. And that's really my purpose. And so, yeah, I had to kind of look at some things that um, I just generally, it's not my calling. So, um, Radka asks, I was wondering whether this prophecy was for the US or even for the rest of the world. This is global. This is the collective of humanity that I was looking at. Love wins, Stacy. Good answer. Oh, I'm so glad that that helped, Becca. Okay. Thank you, Floor. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that it was helpful. Okay. How many questions? 7 questions? 7 questions. Okay. I'm going to use my random number generator here. Thank you, Jesse. 7. Question number 2. Perfect number. I almost wore my 777 necklace today, but it was all jumbled up. I couldn't untangle it. Okay, who's question number 2? Boop, boop, boop. It looks like Clayton. Do I have that correct? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and read that. I do not see visuals, only some bodily sensations. Can you help me see what is blocking me? Some blind spot, trauma that is holding me back, and what is ready to integrate? Beautiful question. Okay. I love that. I feel that that will serve a lot of people because I get this question a lot. I feel like I'm really in this microphone right now. Sorry if I'm blasting your eardrums. I get this question a lot as to, when I channel, when I'm using my intuition, why can't I see? I just feel it. And I will say that everyone here, I'm gonna scoot this closer to me so that the microphone's closer. There we go. I will say that just like everything else in life, the way that we're built, some of us are built to be very adept visually. Some of us are built to be very adept auditorily, with our sensations or with our body. So we're all different. And the same goes for, when we're using our inner abilities, our intuition, and tapping in that way. So, but I'm really excited to dive into this question because I know we're going to get more insight on it. And so those of you who have been here before, you know the drill. I'm going to close my eyes so that I can listen beyond my mind. And I love when you continue commenting, continue connecting in the chat. And oh, I love that. We will. We will win. Y'all are so cute. I love it. And it's true. And it's true. So I'm going to close my eyes, continue connecting in the chat. And I'm going to go into the individual channeling first and then the collective channeling after that. So stay tuned. Thank you, Cacao. Immediately, so in response to this question, when I use my intuition, my sight isn't as strong as the bodily sensations. What can I develop to open that? The first thing that comes through is that this is a society that is built, or a collective. Humanity is really built on sight being the most important sensation. I'm going to let that jet pass over. But sight is not the most important of our perception abilities. It's just not. And so the first thing to open this ability up is actually to recognize that there is not one way of connecting that actually works better or is better than any other. Because what this does is it opens up the recognition that whatever way we are divinely receiving this energetic transmission, this light transmission, whatever way we are receiving is the most perfect for us, the most divine for us, and it has a lot to be shared with us. And I'm not saying that you're doing this at all, but I am saying this for everyone who's struggling with this, that we don't want to disregard the way that we're receiving information, because it is divinely inspired. It's how we're built, in that it actually is. There's so much information that can be conveyed in sensation that cannot be conveyed in strictly visuals or strictly another way. When we start going into these other higher frequency perceptions, it is never just one perception. So this is the second part to your question, which is you're already receiving visuals. You're already receiving information in many different ways. It's just not being recognized because there's a mental delineation between what these things are. When we receive information that's multidimensional, for example, what I'm doing right now, I'm not receiving word for word. I'm not getting a picture and describing it to you. I'm getting a sensation. I'm actually getting a sensation, a feeling, a knowing, as well as a body perception, as well as a sort of light here in the third eye that is giving me, it's like a beacon that's being broadcast from my forehead. And that's what I'm describing to you all in this particular moment. At other times, I'm actually getting visuals. At other times, it is word for word. At other times, I am receiving auditory transmissions that I hear as if it's my voice or another voice in my own head. So this is being received in multiple ways all of the time. What we're learning to do is translate it so that our mind can receive it, so that others' minds or any perception ability within more 4D or 3D awarenesses can pick it up. Let me say that another way. We're receiving this higher consciousness light in many different forms, and then we're translating it into the denser framework of realities, which we tend to operate within our mind, our vision, our eyesight, these things that we use within our uh, human perception, our predominant human perception. It is still within the physical senses, as we call them. Even the physical senses are simply a translation into denser realities, and it's always light streaming through these higher frequency realms that we've just learned to place into delineated structures. What we already know. It reinforces what we already know. We translate this high level of light and put it into what we already know. This is channeling. And so opening up to the perception that all is now, all is one. And what we're really doing is witnessing. There's many, many ways to witness. There's many ways to witness. And then from that witnessing, often we want to interpret it into something that we can perceive. And our belief of what we can perceive often lands within the physical senses, particularly within the visual sense, because collectively we believe that one so strongly. If we see it, it's got to be real. But what we don't realize is that all that we see is still a translation. It's never firm. It's never one thing. We're really looking through specific lenses all of the time. So you're already receiving. You're already receiving visually, actually. And something that can help with this is to not believe that you're blocked or traumatized beyond the ability to see this. So many people perceive a block and then create a story around that, when really the story is not necessary. The story is not necessary to understand the full system. The story is simply, how have we previously channeled this light through and then explained to ourselves why the light looks a certain way. A story is always self-reinforcing. So we don't need that self-reinforcing mechanism. What we want to do is release, let go of any perception that we believe that we have. And to do that, we simply move into presence and become aware that we're all of it. And so as all of it, we perceive all of it. Now, through our own specific divinity, our divine template, we are going to have a desire or proclivity to witness things in specific ways, because we're all these magical, beautiful crystals. And so the light's going to shine through each of us differently. And we can begin to witness what is the predominant way. And remember, witness, not creating a story, but what is the predominant way that I'm perceiving all of this energy? And how can I be so grateful and excited about the way that I'm currently perceiving it? And get curious about how I might be perceiving it in other ways as well, that maybe my lens is giving me the illusion, projecting the illusion that I'm not perceiving it in other ways. Thank you for that question. That was a lot of fun. I'm going to move into the collective channeling now. It's essential that we move into our hearts. The time is always now. The time is always now for moving into the heart structure. And that being said, when we practice something, it becomes a bit easier for us, or we build the capacity. Move into the heart now. This involves releasing attachment, because attachments are of the mind. The heart is in this pure present moment, streaming the pure present moment of our consciousness and witnessing. And when we witness from the heart, it is so profound. The amount of color, the knowing, the love, the ecstasy that we begin to experience. The secret is that the heart holds all that you could ever need, all that you desire. Part of the illusion of separation is this perception that there are things outside of us that we don't have, that we need, that are somehow elusive. Moving into the heart doesn't immediately satisfy the desires for physical things. And this is why it sometimes takes time to break through the illusion of attachment that we're so used to. Because moving into the heart, what it does is it opens us up to the perception of higher knowing, of the higher knowing that we are all of it. Not that we need to seek anything outside of ourselves, but that we are all of it. And our minds greatly struggle with this. This is why we say, do it now, practice before things become this feeling of out of control, whatever that means for you. Do it now. Learn to receive now. Learn to receive now. All that you could ever want is streaming to you in all moments. Always. It's never elusive. It's always right in the center of you. This is why we built humans this way, with the heart in the center. We knew that it would be a struggle of perception. We knew that it would seem as if things were so separate that it was detrimental to your very being. It's not so. But the illusion is powerful. The illusion is powerful. I'm seeing the blue diamond of creation. What is the blue diamond of creation? The blue diamond of creation holds all. So the analogy and the visual that I'm getting, now I'm getting a visual, is there are a lot of jets flying over today. The visual that I'm getting is a double pyramid, and so sort of that diamond structure, and it's macro and micro, meaning it resides within the heart. And it also, I'm seeing the entire world residing within it as well. And now I'm seeing that many people make copper structures and sit underneath those as well that are pyramid shaped. This is always reflected under the ground as well. The pyramids have a reflection under the ground. It's the masculine and feminine polarities. It is the dark and the light polarities. And it is the source of all creation. So this is what source consciousness streams through as it creates. This is, side note, this is the cover of my book. So I'm getting more information. I haven't received this before. Activate the blue diamond of creation consciousness. Go through each center point in the body. Hold this field around the fullness of your body and each creation point within the body. And gently breathe to call in and activate these centers. This is the same and similar to the diamond heart activation, but the crystalline center of your being, your beingness. And yet we have expanded this to include all aspects of the human self. This is what you would call protection. Of course, no protection is necessary. That's not what we are calling in. To call in protection is to believe that there is something external to you, and that is not so. To believe that there's something external to be protected against. However, you are in the illusion of separation. You are witnessing many structures fall at this time. And so the desire to feel a sense of protection and wellness is being called in. Beautiful. I've been asking for this. So remember your core structure that is always in effect and call in the divine activation of these structures. And witness as your consciousness shifts and evolves to knowing that your sense of safety, your beingness, your presence, your divinity is always streaming from within. So there seems to be that this activation is what needed to come through for the collective today. Let me see if there's anything else. Move with peace and love, and know that all is already yours. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Thank you so much. Always takes me a minute to look back at the screen. Hmm. When I rock or my hands move, a lot of times it's my biofield sort of flowing like a river. Feels really good. My aura, my divine field of energy. Feels good. What a beautiful feeling of empowerment just now. Yeah, the micro, macro. Yeah, I love it. The creation points. Yes, the chakras. Mhm. Yeah, especially the center point chakras. Yeah, that diamond. Look at that diamond. Thank you, Jesse. I'm glad you're here. Oh, thank you all. I love you. Thank you for being here. Mm. Have a beautiful day. And yeah, I definitely, if you didn't while it was coming through, allow yourself to take some time and offer yourself uh, this activation. Play with it. Okay. Love you all.